Welcome back to Sassy's Weekly Scrying. Take a deep breath. Trust your intuition and choose the pile calling to you today. In the first pile, we have being charged by some bumblebee jasper. And what I asked for this, I asked for it to imbue the essence of confidence, wealth, and abundance. And that was for our only tarot deck tonight, which is Into the Hive by Christopher Hughes. So that's deck number 1. Then we have deck number 2. And on top of deck number 2, we have this beautiful piece of pistachio calcite. And I asked pistachio calcite to help us with some deep emotional healing. I also asked for some inner peace. And that's what I asked for the pistachio calcite. And she is sitting pretty on top of the Cosmic Oracle. I'm sorry, the Cosmic Pearl Oracle. And that is by Ashley Frost and Leah Showman. And then in the third pile over here, I have some moonstone. And what made me think of moonstone is because Cancer season's coming, baby. And I'm feeling the water signs coming through. Last week we did a lot of earth. I feel like energy, a couple of the decks I had were like earth energy, so I wanted to go with the water theme this week. So we have the moonstone, which mirrors the cyclical nature of the tides. So we have that sitting pretty on the Healing Waters Oracle, and that is by Rebecca Campbell. And we have some moonstone. That is pile number 3. I also have sitting idly by a beautiful piece of aquamarine, and I asked for purification, some more emotional healing, and for us to be self-expressive fluidly. So that's what I asked of her. Oh, I don't think I said for the moonstone was for emotional balance, intuition, and the divine feminine energy, and also for some personal growth. So we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4 I believe is going to be kind of for everybody. And sitting pretty on pile 4, we have a nice chunk of garnet, and this was for vitality, protection, and passion. And she is sitting pretty on the Angels and Ancestors Pocket Oracle deck. I thought that one was calling to me, so I felt like someone needed to hear a message from that. All right, so pick your pile, and I'll put the timestamps in for you. So if you just want to hear that one pile, but if you would like to hear the whole spread, you are more than welcome to. And I encourage it because sometimes they piggyback off of each other. So there might be a message hidden within these cards for you. To whatever loving energy, spirit guides, angels, or divine source you connect with, I ask that only messages for the higher good come through these cards. May each person take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and receive exactly what they need in this moment. Ace of honey jars. This card represents love, new relationships, and productiveness. The root of the powers of water, the potential for all other cards in the suit are represented here. Notice the amphora sitting upon honey-filled frames and how it, in turn, is full to overflowing, with rivers of honey trickling stickily from it. Honey is the alchemical process of turning sugars and water into liquid sunshine. It holds within it the heat of summer and the promise of spring. Likewise, when you discover this card in a reading, there is unbound potential either coming your way or in the throes of happening. This card suggests a new beginning, particularly in matters of the heart, which can refer to a new relationship, a new love, an engagement, or marriage, but not all relationships of the heart are romantic in nature. This card can herald a period in life where you fall back in love with a project or even with yourself. I love that for you. There is joy and much to be celebrated in the Ace of Jars, but the key to this is to understand that you must make space to allow this to happen. This is not an active card. You are not seizing these new things. Open yourself up to the magic and allow yourself to receive them. When beauty, pleasure, and merriment are around, you open the floodgates to your heart and allow yourself to be filled. Because this card was upright, if you have recently encountered periods of self-doubt or other difficulties of emotional nature, this card heralds a fresh start. Creative endeavors are being blessed by this card. Anything that allows you or the matter in question to be expressive is given a new lease on life. Good things are happening for you, my friend. It looks like you might just get that job, that promotion, engaged, married, pregnant. This is so many possibilities. Ace in a test, who knows? Limitless possibilities right here, but you're doing it. Good things are coming your way. Pile 2. Let's see. Pile 2 has to say. Ooh. Number 35. Ground the inner garden, retreat to nature, Mother Earth, fairy codes. Let's look at her for a moment. What do you see? I see someone picking moonflower. perhaps the fairies in the garden, someone's little drinky boo. Is that a teddy bear? Interesting. This message is telling you to ground your energy. The fairies are surrounding you and reminding you that you are a fairy just like them. You need to be outside, in nature, spending time with Mother Earth. Meditate, read a book, go for a walk or a run outside. Lay on the earth and receive the Divine Mother's codes and healing. Now is the time to be alone and do some forest bathing in silence. The fairies are calling you to come outdoors, dance, play, hike or bike. Be outside in order to ground and center yourself, as well as truly listen to what the higher realms are trying to tell you. When we open up our ears and our minds, we give ourselves permission to truly listen. Retreat to the trees and run with the wolves. The roses are calling you. The water is pulling you in. Fly with your fairy family. Run with the wind. Horse by your side. Count all the petals. There's a meadow nearby. Roll in the fields, laughing for hours. Admire the sky up ahead. Dance in the rain showers. Wish to the stars, catching tears of a fairy. They ask if I'm happy. I reply, yes, I am very. I love this. It's telling you to look to your guides, to ask them for some fairy dust to heal a broken heart, to connect with them and become stronger. You ask them for help to grow your garden, or even some money to help you start building your dream life. They love rhyming, singing, and dancing in the breeze. Ask them for some messages to assist you in finding a physical and energetically nourishing diet. Invite them in and practice listening to them outdoors each day to receive stronger and more clear messages. Go ground yourself and listen to nature. She has something to tell you. All right, that was pile number 2. And now we're going to go over to pile number 3. Let's put her back over here. Oh, that's a twofer. And I actually try to stop those from coming out. Interesting. We have the gentle force, consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. And then we have the mist. Trust your inner compass. Be led from within. Interesting that both of these came out. So I guess we're going to read both. We're going to read the gentle force. Over time, a single drop of water has the power to shape even the hardest, most solid materials, from stone and rock to cliffs and mountains. In fact, water is responsible for crafting most of the stunning landscapes in this world. We can learn a lot from water in this regard. How consistent action day after day, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, can create steady, lasting change. A hagstone is a stone with a naturally occurring hole through it caused by water erosion. For the Celtic people, they were good omens and were thought to offer protection. So many people give up before they begin to see results. But deep-rooted change takes time. The most magnificent creations require committed crafting. We all have passions, but what most people don't do is commit to these things and master them. We're all beginners of something. The great masters, musicians, and artists of history were too. Commit to your passions. Throw yourself into what you most long to create. Commit to showing up day after day. Small steps, taken consistently, make a world of a difference. If you commit to your creations with grounding, daily action, in a week or a decade from now, you'll be blown away by what you've created. There's no rush. Consistency is the key. Be the drop of water on the hagstone. Play the long game. Don't burn out before you really begin. Be patient and keep showing up. Here's a little soul inquiry, and honestly, I'm going to go out and say it. This is definitely a card for me, and I love it. How can you show up with more consistency to what you're longing to create? Oh, and you know, nothing's a coincidence, because not only do I know that this card was definitely meant for me, and maybe somebody else resonates with it as well, but literally was talking to some friends about some setbacks I've had, and they literally said this to me in other words, but kinder and sweeter. But it's so crazy, because not only that, I found my hagstone that I've been looking for, and I brought her down yesterday to come sit with the cards, and I'm like, is this a coincidence? I think not. Okay, that's enough for me. We're not here about me. We're here for you. So let's read about the mist. Trust your inner compass. Be led from within. Intuition is pointless unless we act on it, but it rarely makes logical sense, which is why it takes faith to trust it and courage to act on it. But when we do, gather up the will to act on our intuition, each and every day we'll find ourselves living a truly blessed, deeply aligned life that's led from within. I call it living a souled life. There's a golden thread before you, calling you toward it, beckoning you forth. You're being called to trust your inner compass and be led from within. Mist and fog form when it's extremely humid, and water vapor condenses to form droplets that hang in the air. When mist or fog set in, it's as if everything's hanging in a state of mystery. When we're walking in mist, we make sure we're facing the right way, slow down, and enter a state of trust. Following our intuition is similar to that. While you may not know every step along the way or the exact destination, you're called to trust your inner compass, to trust that the path will appear before you and for you. Like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz following the yellow brick road, we're all being led home to ourselves and our soul's path. It just requires us to consistently trust the guidance system within. What's your intuition calling you to do right now? What a beautiful card. Oh, I love that. Beautiful cards. Beautiful messages. And then last but not least, we're going to talk to our ancestors, because they've been hollering at me all day. I'm just saying. I want you all to pay attention to this deck, and I just want you to focus for a moment. If you could talk to one of your ancestors, what is one question, if you only had one question, what would you ask them? Go ahead, take your time, be precise. one card, please. Just one card, please. Oh, okay. The last message is from the Lord. Take charge with authority. Okay. Our ancestors are telling us, don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. We got to be strong. The Lord is the consort of the lady. He is the emperor in the traditional tarot. He represents an authoritative male who isn't afraid to lay down the law. But this doesn't mean he is angry or chauvinistic. He is self-possessed, reliable, and ambitious. A man of honor who has earned his place in society. The Lord in this oracle holds a staff and wears a crown of antlers, showing he keeps himself firmly rooted in the ground and is protective of his people. His regal air indicates he has a taste for the finer things in life. Yet he is sensitive to those who are less fortunate than he is. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth, and it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. You're being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. This card also brings the energy of ambition and can show that you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. Okay, I'm listening. Oof, that was quite the spread there. I am going to do some final thoughts. I'm going to reflect for a few moments because there was a lot being said. I feel like there's some of the same message, but also some other messages coming through. It's not quite as finely wrapped as last week, but I like this because I feel like there was messages for different people in here. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Remember, these are collective messages. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and trust your intuition above all else. This is my take on these cards. As I sit here with these messages, the theme that keeps weaving through all of this is trust. Trust the process, trust in ourselves, trust in the path unfolding before us. We're being reminded that beautiful things are growing beneath the surface. Even if we can't see them, like right away, we can't see that full picture yet. New opportunities, I feel deeper connections, renewed passion, and personal growth are all being nurtured right now. But growth, it doesn't happen overnight, right? Just as water shapes stone through patience and persistence, our dreams are built through the small, consistent steps we take each day. We're also being encouraged to slow down, reconnect with the earth, get more grounded. I feel like we need to listen more, and the guidance we seek is often already around us. We just have to listen, right? It's always there. It's within us. It's around us. It's waiting for us to become still enough to hear it. Most importantly, we are being asked to trust. Trust in our knowing, stand firmly in our own power. Seize that power, show that power. Speak your truth, honor your worth, and stop shrinking yourself. Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. The path ahead might not reveal every step, might be a little misty. But I feel like if you keep showing up, you're listening, you're following your intuition, and you're believing in what you're building, I feel like you'll find yourself exactly where you need to be. Don't give up now. Your roots are growing deeper than you think. And I really, really loved this collective message. And even our ancestors at the end, you know, they're telling us to stay strong. They're giving us the wisdom and the strength. And we're not shrinking ourselves anymore for no one. What a beautiful message. I'd love to hear in the comments if any of these resonated with you, if these weekly readings are helping you. Let me know in the comments. I love to hear all about it. May your path unfold exactly how it's meant to. Until next time, trust and believe your intuition and follow the magic that is you. Bye, my friends.